think the most misunderstood thing about addiction is that addicts or alcoholics have some control, that they are making a choice to destroy themselves and to hurt their families.
Anne is an addictions counselor here at Edgewood Treatment Center in Nanaimo, BC. She works with clients who are recovering from the disease of addiction. She says the actual substance a person is addicted to accounts for only about 15% of the problem.
It's a progressive terminal illness. So once the substances are introduced into that person's life, then their whole life becomes about protecting that addiction and getting those substances. But if you take away those substances, there's all kinds of behaviors. The disease is still there and can still be active. So it's important to treat the behaviors.
Anne works with people addicted to drugs and alcohol. Those are the most common substance addictions. But there are also people who struggle with an addiction to food or the restriction of it, sex, gambling, and more, Anne says, addiction to video games. And while addiction is a huge societal problem, a disease that does not discriminate, it's not something we normally talk about.
Mainstream society tends to be about image and how we appear and keeping up appearances, keeping up with the Kardashians, right? Like it's, I think addiction means weak to a lot of people, and weakness is not something that, that's not successful.
Anne has been on staff here at Edgewood since 2014. She knows firsthand what it's like for an addict. She was one for 10 years.
One of the first times that I drank to a blackout. I ended up in the hospital. I woke up covered in heart monitors, not remembering what had happened the night before.
And like most addicts, Anne promised not to do it again.
We call it a disease of amnesia because you start to feel better, the dust settles, everyone kind of moves on from those episodes, and then, well, I can just have one. And I can do some controlled drinking, and I would, and then eventually it would lead to another blackout, wake up, oh my God.
Anne's been in recovery for 10 years now. She says there's huge stigma around addiction, that we don't talk about it, and we judge addicts as being less than the mainstream and weak. But addiction is mainstream. At first, Anne says even addicts don't want to go into treatment with other addicts because even they hold society's judgments and assumptions.
The stigma is changing. People are starting to talk about being in recovery. There's a tradition of anonymity because of the stigma around it, but more and more people are talking about being in recovery and overcoming addiction. And I think actually it takes a lot of strength. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Anne credits the team here at Edgewood for supporting each other in a job that can be extremely difficult. It's tradition for people in recovery to pay it forward, allowing their experience to help others, to show them that life is a miracle worth fighting for.
Well, I'm a miracle. I think it's easy to get caught up, 10 years later, to get caught up in the busyness of life. But every day I have to remember I'm lucky to be here.
Addiction is a disease, and it's progressive. Edgewood is currently working on an assessment system for preventative care so that people don't have to hit their rock bottom before getting help. In Nanaimo, I'm Kate Bergen.